Hey, how's it going, guys? As most of you, I'm sure, know by now, Paul Walker has tragically passed away, and I was deeply saddened by hearing this. And I wanted to review some of his films, but I didn't want to do the Fast and the Furious movies because, well, for one, I've already reviewed those, and two, we've all seen the Fast and Furious movies so many times. I thought it'd be better to check out some of his other films. I hope you guys enjoy, and of course, rest in peace, Paul Walker. Varsity Blues is a 1999 film from MTV Studios. It's directed by Brian Robbins, and we see James Van Der Beek. Yes, Dawson's Creek himself. He plays Mox. He's on the high school football team, but it's pretty obvious that he couldn't care less about football, or at least playing the game, because their coach, Jon Voight, is a complete dick, and all the coach cares about is winning the championship. He doesn't care about the safety, the well-being for his players. When his top player, Paul Walker, gets injured, he reluctantly lets James Van Der Beek come in to be the top quarterback.
We woke up in the twilight zone. West Canaan, sex and football, that's all there is.
James Van Der Beek, with all this sudden fame and attention in high school, has to come to a point where he says, do I want to keep doing this, or do I want to stick it to Jon Voight and tell him to go fuck himself?
You disobey me, and I will bury you. I know about your scholarship to Brown.
Now, what I thought of Varsity Blues was, I like this movie. First of all, James Van Der Beek, he's not that great of an actor. I would have to rewatch Dawson's Creek to see if he was bad on that show too, but here, I couldn't tell at first if it was the southern accent that was annoying me, which, nothing against southern accents, but it's just the way he was doing it. I just was like, dude, stop. But then the one scene later on where he's having this emotional moment with his father.
This is your opportunity for you. Playing football at West Canaan may have been the opportunity of your lifetime, but I don't want your life.
Jon Voight as the coach is such a dick, and I would say that he's being over-the-top type of an asshole guy, but I know my friends who played football in high school who tell me stories still of how pushy the coach was, how kind of assholey he was. So I'm like, well, this isn't that over-the-top. It's the moments where he's so into his team winning the championship, where he doesn't care that they're falling left and right from numerous injuries, and he's actually getting shots injected to them like painkillers. And I'm like, wait, does the school know that he's doing this?
Can I have your autograph? Right here?
Paul Walker as Lance Harper. I really like Paul Walker in this film. In fact, I kind of wish he was the main character over James Van Der Beek, because sure, you don't get a whole lot of him. And I don't mean Paul Walker playing the Mox character. No, I just mean his character in general, because he was the starring quarterback, and he was the athlete that everyone loved, and he was the most popular, but he still seemed down to earth. He still seemed like a nice guy. And then when he goes down for the injury, like, I feel bad for him. He's not some asshole, douchey guy.
Hey, Mom, let's roll!
Some of the other cast, you have the fat guy, that's what I'm going to call him, as Billy Bob. Now this guy, I don't know his name, but I remember back in the day seeing him in a bunch of comedies, and he's just known for being the fat guy, and he's pretty much that same guy here.
Come on, keep your shirt on, Billy Bob. Keep your shirt on, man. I'm here to work.
You have this other guy, Tweeter. I mean, that's what they call him, Tweeter. He was actually funny. There was a few moments where he was kind of the only thing making me laugh. Like the one scene where he fakes out the two cops that try to crash their party, and he steals the cop car, drives off, and the next time you see him driving the cop car, he's in there with like 3 naked chicks. In fact, he's naked himself. I'm like, okay, this guy is fucking crazy.
I tell you, these players are just running around flawless.
You have Amy Smart as James Van Der Beek's girlfriend. She doesn't really do a whole lot here. She's just there to be his girlfriend. and then she gets mad when James Vanderbeek, or she thinks that he cheats on her with Allie Larder.
Oh, come on, I'm wearing underwear. Does it really bother you?
I can handle it.
Yeah, her character comes off as kind of a slut, and she's fucked up for being so quick to cheat on Paul Walker when he gets injured and he's out of the game. But the one scene where she comes in completely naked with whipped cream on, I'm like, okay, James Vanderbeek, you're a better man, because girlfriend or not, I don't know how you could turn that down. At the end of the day, Varsity Blues is a straightforward football high school movie, and maybe it's a little cliche towards the end, like when the last game, and it's all in slow motion, and they're playing the Foo Fighters' My Hero. And even though I'm not like a football person myself, I couldn't care less about football. I'm a sucker for football movies because it's easy drama, and somehow it sucks me into the game and what's going on.
Only way we're going back out in the fields without you. Kilmer said 48 minutes, the next 48 years of our lives.
I say we go out there and we'll leave it all out on the field. We got the rest of our lives to be mediocre, but we have the opportunity to play like God.
The lackluster acting from James Vanderbeek aside, I can say that I do enjoy Varsity Blues. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of Varsity Blues, and as always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Later!